Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. We're going to talk about why home buyers should think twice before buying a home. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to talk about where we talk about finance, investment, lifestyle. And if you're new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and also ring the notification bell. I'd love to hear that bell ringing. So today we're going to talk about something that's kind of a controversial topic. We're going to talk about why you shouldn't buy a home. Yes, you heard it. Why you shouldn't buy a home, where home ownership is often marked by success, stability, and we're going to give you some reasons why maybe home ownership isn't the best choice for you and for everyone. So let's get started. Number one, think about the financial commitment when you become a homeowner. So first and foremost, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, guys. When you buy a home, there's definitely a financial commitment involved versus being a renter. First of all, your closing costs. When you buy a home, you're going to have closing costs. It's usually anywhere from 2 to 5% of your purchase price. Now that can be negotiated when you place an offer in on a property, and what that requires is a skilled realtor to help you kind of navigate through that process. But just remember, you are going to be responsible if the seller is not willing to contribute. You're going to have closing costs. So that's one financial commitment you will have. Another financial commitment to consider is once you're a homeowner, you want to have money set aside for maintenance and repairs. You should have anywhere from 1 to 3% of the purchase price set aside annually for any maintenance, any repairs, anything unexpected that comes up. You may have to replace a water heater. You may have to, repair a roof. Things happen when you're a homeowner. You're no longer renting and you can't pick up the phone and call your landlord and say, hey, I've got a leaky faucet. Can you come by and fix it? So you're going to be responsible for maintenance and repairs. Another thing you want to think about is property taxes and insurance. As a renter, you're not responsible for that. Your landlord is responsible for that. But keep in mind that your rental payment is covering that cost for your landlord. So, it's kind of a catch-22. You're not responsible, yet indirectly, you are paying those property taxes and you are paying the insurance for your landlord. But as a homeowner, you will be responsible for that. Utilities. You may have higher utility bills being a homeowner versus a renter. Sometimes as a renter, you may have costs, built into your rental payment that is covering certain utility costs. So as a homeowner, you are going to have utility costs that maybe you didn't have as a renter. Another area you want to think about being a homeowner versus a renter is flexibility. So when you're buying a home, you're kind of tied down to a location. So if you want to relocate, maybe you want to take a new job across the country, maybe you want to move closer to family, you're going to have to sell your house. So selling a home can be a lengthy process. It can also be expensive. You're going to have closing costs. You're going to have commissions to pay. You're going to have expenses. So just think about that before you actually, take that plunge into home ownership. Am I ready to be tied down to a location for a certain period of time? Another category you want to think about before purchasing a home is market risk. So real estate, hands down, is an investment. And like any investment, it comes with a risk. So there's no guarantee that your home will appreciate in value. During economic downturns, you could find yourself in a situation where you're underwater with your mortgage. like we saw back in the early 2000s. We saw this going on quite a bit, where people owed more than the property was worth, and a lot of homeowners were underwater and they had to sell, and so they walked away with nothing. And they walked away with a ding on their credit. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but it can happen. So you could end up owing more on your property than it's worth during economic downturns. The upside is, if you can wait out the time period when we do have economic downturns and come out the other side, you'll come out ahead of the game. Another thing to think about is opportunity costs. So the money you pour into a home could be invested elsewhere. You could be investing it in the stock market, maybe Bitcoin. I'm not sure, if that's still going on, but maybe a small business. Maybe you want to use that money that you've saved up and you want to put it into a small business, open up your own business. So other real estate ventures also could be potential good investments for you. A lot of investors are, looking at the opportunities in buying apartment buildings, maybe buying some short-term rentals. So those are things that you want to think about before taking your money that you've saved and putting it into a owner-occupied home and maybe shifting that money towards something else. Another thing to think about is lifestyle constraints. So if you like living uptown, if you like living in the city, and you like having the convenience of walking to the grocery store or the local pub or the local coffee house, your lifestyle will change if you cannot afford to buy that loft in the city. You may find out that your budget only allows you to buy in the suburbs. So, with home ownership comes sacrifice. So living in the burbs might not be for you, and you might not like that kind of lifestyle. So kind of weigh out the pros and cons of, owning a home and home ownership versus lifestyle, giving up a certain lifestyle. So I'm not saying home ownership is a bad thing for people. It's great. It's a great investment. I've made lots of money as a homeowner and being an investor, living in the property for a certain period of time, and then turning around and selling it, taking that equity and putting it into something else. So it's a great opportunity to grow your wealth. But what I am saying is it's not the right choice for everyone. So the key is to be aware of, what your priorities are, what your current living situation is, the pros and cons, and just make the decision that's right for you. So I do appreciate you watching my video. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit subscribe, share my video with your friends and family, and I hope to see you on the next video. So hopefully you found my content valuable, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.